Hello and welcome back. This is Insti and I'm continuing playing the Pillars of Eternity. Last episode, well, we went through the catacombs, continued the main quest a little bit, and checked the first fires. And now here we are in the Crucible Keep. We are gonna check this out. Maybe we can take the armor from here to the Dozen Sky, then we'll do that. And yeah, overall, continue exploring. And before we continue, we will level up Aloth and Sagani. So I'll be right back. So with Aloth, I went 1 survival and 1 lore. I think survival is now 4. I can't remember the lore. As for spells, I took expose vulnerabilities, burst enemies combat vulnerabilities for all the sea, reducing the damage reduction, deflection, and concentration. So basically -5 damage reduction, -10 deflection, -10 concentration. So it should be okay, maybe. At least it will help. And for talents, I went Arcane Whale, conjures a protective shield of magic, dramatically boosting wizard's deflection. So I think it was what? +50, because we might want to have that on Aloth for extra protection. And then we are gonna level up Sagani, so be right back. Well, with Sagani, I pressed the continue when I was when I had chosen the skills and whatnot, but basically I bought 1 point for lore, and I decided to take Weapon Focus Adventurer, so +6 accuracy, poleaxe, stock, flail, wand, and warbow, because I'm fairly certain we are going to use warbow with Sagani. Once we find a little bit better what we have now. We do have a hunting bow at the moment. I don't think you just have one basic fine warbow, but yeah. That also opens an interesting idea to give Sagani gown share. But maybe not now, because I think Adam needs it more, as of course he's at the front line, so there's that. Now, who are you exactly? Aldemar. Well,
what business can he do?
Every day we got more from the hinterlands pouring into Defiance Bay. Keeps us busy on the watch, it does. You look like you recently arrived yourself. Who are you? A soldier of the Crucible Knights, and proud of it. It helped keep everything running at the keep so that the Commander Cliver can focus. I help keep everything running at the keep so that Commander Cliver can focus on more important matters. Looking for something, or just knocking the dirt off your boots? What goes on in Crucible Keep? This is the headquarters of the Crucible Knights, so it's where we store arms and armor, as well as where many of our soldiers bunk. Commander Cliver's in the back making plans, as usual. You'll find the forge at the west end of the building, along with our mastersmith Dunstan. There's also a shrine to the golem, if you're praying type. And tell me about the Crucible Knights. We're defenders of Defiance Bay. We're not exactly a formal knighthood, but don't tell Commander Cliver I said that. We were the first organized militia to oppose Earldom rule, and today we're the largest force in the city. Our soldiers undergo years of combat training, and our officers are required to have their souls read by the critter out in the Dunrid Row. What's this about Dunrid Row? Just a requirement for Crucible Knights, so the high-ups knows there's nothing messy built in your soul's past. Keeping the ranks pure is fine by me. I just wish they were more careful in hiring their ciphers. What's wrong with the ciphers? He shifts his weight and glances at the empty halls. They're mostly Orlans. I'm sure they're talented enough, but you just can't trust them. Hostility is in their nature, and they've learned to hide it over the years. All I'm saying is they should at least be supervised by other folk. That's reasonable enough, isn't it? Fair enough. Exactly, but it seems like you can hardly make a simple statement like that without someone wanting to draw steel over it. That is all. Okay, whatever. Now. Well, we are obviously...
I shall be discreet.
Going through all this area and see what we can find. Oh, faster, guys. We don't need to dawdle. Is this stealing? It is, but I'm still... Well, we don't need that. Oh, hello there. I didn't steal anything. I wasn't dropping no eaves. No, sir.
I can do that.
Oh.
That's settled.
The loon. Mine now. Penhelm? Okay, Penhelm.
Greetings.
Are you looking for something? Oh, right. Wait a minute. Yes, also, yes, again. Maybe we don't want to talk to him just yet.
Keeping an eye out.
I kind of want to see what I can find. A Dunstan. Hello, Dunstan.
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Cleaver they won't be repaired till next week.
Oh, it's Cleaver. Okay. Oh, show him the pieces of the blade of the Ender Spark. I found several fragments of an ancient sword. Do you think you could repair it? That's fine blade indeed. Looks Edaran, special made. Must have been a commission for a champion of some sort. A sword of this caliber would have had specially designed hilt too. It would be a shame to craft anything else onto it, and besides, it's all balanced best with all of the original pieces. You find the rest of it, and I'll forge it for you. Something else you mind? What do you do here?
I'm a forge master. I'm a master smith for the Crucible Knights. But the way I see it, I'm also keeping up with our old traditions. The first members of our order were smiths. Nowadays, most everyone's a professional soldier. I suppose it's to be expected, but I think it's important we keep up with our roots, too.
Sounds very noble of you, yes. And the knights.
We were all smiths back in Hodred's day, though I'm about the only one here who still gets his hands dirty. We're a fearsome fighting force, though these days I think Cleaver takes more pride in our parade formations.
Well, at the moment there's no war, so maybe. He thinks himself a progressive man, but he's obsessed with soul lineages and connections to the Durwood's heroes of old. Other than Dinrid Rowe, who really knows about any of that, though? So you are not selling me
Laying low.
anything at the moment. That is understandable. Again, I'm still not used to the new findings I made. Barracks. Okay. We'll see what we can find here.
That's settled. I can do that.
So far, so
A
good.
simple test.
Oh. Bloody hell, he's coming back. So we're not stealing just yet.
That's settled.
Let's wait a little bit. Okay. Little stealing. And thick grime cakes the bottom of the tub. The towel hanging from the side gives off an awful stench. Hygiene is something these are not apparently fond of. At least it would seem like it. Now we have Penhell's affidavit. Curran, a cipher duly appointed and employed by Dunrid Road, does hereby certify that novitiate A.M. Penhelm has been found to have a soul free of any subversive influences or tainted essence. The scroll is stamped with the seal of Dunrid Row and signed by both Penhelm and Curran. I guess that's one person we want to meet. The Blacksmith Knights, a short history of the Knights of the Crucible. Might as well take it.
That's settled.
Yeah, not gonna bother with those. Wait, what? Unwanted. Let's see. Oh, it was a task. The Crucible Knights are calling for the arrest of an Orlan man named Aaron. Apparently he's eluded capture thus far, though the Knights continue to hunt him. Oh. Well, we know where we can find him, so we might as well check that out. Yeah, he was an odd fellow. The question is why he was hiding. And what am I going to do? I still haven't decided what to do with the Penhelm. This painting shows a row of warriors standing atop the walls at Defiance Bay while either ship sails away. Yeah, I could go and talk about Osric, but no yet. Voila. Something about Heritage Hill. If this is about patrols, my novitiates are already stretched to their limit between the refugee influx and the mess at Heritage Hill. I simply don't have units to spare. I'm sorry, was there something else you need? Something wrong at Heritage Hill? What isn't wrong is the real question. A whole district of walking, flesh-eating corpses. We sealed the area 2 months ago, just after I lost one of my finest commanders there. And yet, this is the second card rotation to disappear. There are already enough rumors about the place floating around to keep without my soldiers whispering about these disappearances. I'd just as soon abandon the district, but if those monsters should find a way out. Bloody hell, somehow my mouth isn't acknowledging my brain's commands. Anyways. Tell me about the Heritage Hill. It used to be one of the most prestigious districts in Defiance Bay, but a few months ago the residents all went mad, started eating each other and anything else that had the bad luck to wander into the district. I've never seen anything like that. Well, that's something usually doesn't happen that often. At least I hope so. Now every novitiate that stands guard there, everyone that comes back anyway, talks the stench of the grave and the groans of unspeakable horrors. The why and the how are questioned for the Animancers. I've sealed the district in hopes of containing whatever happened there. It seems to be working, for now. You said earlier there's... Yes, let's go with that. Yeah. I could look into it. So you're the one of my novitiates have been talking about. That's fast because I was there and then came here. Somebody must been running past me. If you're offering help, I won't refuse it. As I hear it, you have a knack for getting job done. How do you know that? Well, fine. I can't lose any more soldiers like this. Not with refugees pouring into the city and dozens stirring up dissent. Oh, dozens, not... Yeah. Normally I'd say this is an internal matter, but I can't afford to mount an expedition right now. And I certainly can't afford crisis of fate at the Crucible Keep. You've got my permission to enter Heritage Hill. I'll send a word to the guards at the gate. What do you do here? I'm in charge of the Keep's novitiates. I'm responsible for their training and patrol assignments. They're good soldiers, and they've been quick to adapt to new challenges. Nice. So we didn't have to pay 1,000 to enter, which is also nice. But we are not going to the Heritage Hill at this time. Again, wrong buttons. Save. What do we have here? Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. I could use that kind of book, maybe. Oh, we can check this. So we could technically put something in there. What would that do? This is the symbol of Abinon, a colossal smithing hammer imposed over circular gear. It's smooth and bright with buffing oils. Well, that's one huge hammer, yeah. Anything else? No. Okay.
Keeping quiet.
We just don't have the manpower.
Oh, yes, you're the cleaver. Okay, fine. Unfortunately, I think we're spotted even here. We are not spotted. If this turns up massacre, I probably load because I kind of want to join probably these guys.
A simple test.
But I can't really say no. It's not that good probably compared to what we have. Wait. Well, it has accuracy bonus. But that's it. I somehow thought it would have more things in it. Then maybe we could actually put you using this. So accuracy, primary 82, 84. Yes. And damage is nice. But I just realized one thing. This does crush damage. That is interesting because maybe I use this as a secondary. It's obviously it doesn't lose that much, but it does crush damage. So maybe with the skeletons and whatnot, this works better than the warbow. Might be. At least I start with this. Save. Is there anything we could open? Well, this is probably something we can't open. I'm fairly certain these guys will see. I stand corrected. These guys don't see me.
That's settled.
But honestly, there's nothing too interesting there. Development of Crucible Knights Part 2 Senior Ranks. I guess there will be the development of Crucible Knights Part 1 Lower Ranks. Edict of Arrest. Arrest of Aeon, whose recent actions have led to the deaths of Knight of the Crucible. It requests reporting any information to Justicar Altmer. It is side Commander Cliver. That is something I could see if I could do. At least report it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ida wants to talk to me. Yeah, Ida, not yet. Cleaver.
Refugees from every corner of the Deerwood. The dozens getting them all riled up about animancy. At this rate, we'll need twice the soldiers to patrol Defiance Bay. Yes? Can I help you with something?
Why don't you have enough soldiers?
Fleetbreaker Castle. The High Justice has summoned almost half of my novitiates and more of my justiciars to a keep on the other side of New Hailmar. It's not for me to question the High Justice's orders, but it's left us short-handed. And mark me, we're just a couple sparks away from anarchy.
Okay, so it is justiciars. I was thinking that earlier. I may have even used it a couple times, and then I went to justiciars. Okay, justiciars. Okay, fine. Quit being dramatic. You chose this career. What's wrong? Can't keep a bunch of desperate, homeless, half-starved civilians in line. The problem is I'll probably go with Stoic because if I'm going to join these guys, I kind of don't want to have negative. I don't know how much that will affect, but still. It is. And if you got nothing better to do than state the obvious, you can help me. You can help me out. Forge Master Dunstan is working with an Animensis scholar to build what we are calling Forge Knights. Warriors that can patrol all streets without suffering fatigue. Oh, a Robocop, yes. Disobedience or fear. Some agitator throws a rock at him. We don't have to worry about things getting out of hand. He's constructed the armor, but we need the scholar's research. Unfortunately, she hasn't been around the last few times my novitiates have checked. Vianna lives with the rest of the scriveners out in the copper lane, but I haven't the soldiers to spare at the moment. Go to the scrivener's dormitory and see if you can find her. When you get the research, just bring it to Dunstan. This is his area of expertise anyway. Once you brought him the research, he can sell you any arms or armor if you have need. He forges and repairs all of our equipment. You won't find a more capable smith in Defiance Bay. Was something else I can do for you? Let's ask the obvious. You're in charge. Here in Defiance Bay anyhow. The High Justice is the leader of our order, but he's currently stationed at Fleetbreaker Castle. My job is to oversee our forces in Defiance Bay and to keep order for the dock. And the Knights Crucibles? We're the only professional army in Defiance Bay, or in the Deerwood for that matter. We defend the city in Hatred's Day. We've improved our training since then, but the Dinrid Row can certify that many of our officers come from a good Derwooden fighting stock. Now, we are responsible for patrolling the city and keeping the peace. With so many refugees pouring in from the countryside, that's become more and more important than ever. Unfortunately, that's earned us enemies, particularly among dozens and some of the more enterprising families in Defiance Bay. And what dozens have against you? They're demagogues and troublemakers. They forget that Defiance Bay is one of the largest cities in the world and not some frontier outpost. Most of them are mercenaries on a good day and street thugs on the rest of the time. Needless to say, they've no patience for law and order. And the enterprising families. House Dorminel, namely. They're one of the city's oldest noble families and its largest criminal organization. The patriarch, Gedmar, has been trying to take advantage of the turmoil to expand his operations. We kept on top of him and he hasn't been too happy about it. I see, and goodbye.
Sure.
Okay. Now I think I do know why we had that one empty house there, but yeah. Wait, did I go? No, we go through here. Yes, we can go through here. I think... Yes, Altmar. I have news for you. So... I'm looking for information on Eon. Filthy little flea picker, what did you want to know? How did he manage to kill Knight of the Crucible? Now there's a question. Witnesses say he was drunk and arguing with the man. If I had to guess, I'd say the sneaky bastard had a weapon on him and took the justiciar by surprise. The coward ran off before anyone knew what he'd done. And do you know where he is? Rumors say he fled to the catacombs after he murdered the knight. As much as I'd love to string him up, I don't have anyone I can spare to go crawling in that field to check for him. That's all I wanted to know. I have information about Eon. Eon, you said? Well, what became of him? He's hiding down in the catacombs under Cobble Lane. He should still be there. I see. I'll send a unit down into the catacombs to see to him. See to him? Was that subtle? I suppose you're new here. And got his little Orlon fingers in a few too many pies, if you ask me. A man of politics and with plenty of loud friends. Better all around if this goes nice and quiet and Aaron gets end he deserves. Oh, I see. Well, I'm be going. You've done the Crucible Knights a real service, tracking him down. Here's something for your troubles. So I guess if you're a bit nicer character, you could just go and tell Ern that you may want to leave, or not telling these guys anything. But anyways, you have our thanks, friend. We don't forget a favor. Hiding in the guards for the catacombs, he pleaded for me to keep his location secret, but I decided to turn him in to the authorities. Statesman Alma sent a group of Crucible Knights down in the catacombs to finish him off and gave me a sizable reward, finding the fugitive. So, yeah, basically that definitely points out that if we confronted Aaron, he would ask us to keep the things secret. But again, I digress. Oh, right, this just comes this way. No.
In Jacoa, we have a memorial for the Saints' War. They say a Rawatai artillery master contributed to the Godhammer bomb. I wondered...
Of course. You want Rawatai to be a part of this history. Crow about how your people helped the Deerwood. Maybe your Ranganui lied, Amawa.
On second thought, I'll ask Adair.
Okay. So. I guess I'm thinking I'll have to go and sell stuff and probably sleep. So I go Copper Lane. I sell stuff, sleep, and after that we could go and check the Scrivener. But before I and do what we can do in the Copper Lane area, and then I'll think that I could go to Ondra's Gift or Brackenbury. Anyways, once I'm in the Copper Lane, I'll sell stuff, sleep stuff, and we'll see you there. So, be right back. Well, I decided to come back to the catacombs and see the Aeron. I haven't sold or slept yet, so I'll do that after that, but I definitely want to see what happened here. Yeah. Well, he's dead. Ooh, rabbit fur gloves. So at least we got some gloves from that. I can't remember what I usually chose. Probably last time I let him be, maybe. I have no recollection. But anyhow, yeah, this happens if you inform the Crucible Knights. Anyhow, I'll go selling stuff. Once we get back, we will see you closer to the Scrivener's house, I think. I think that's where we need to go. And we probably want to talk to Ada, but I'll see you soon. Okay. Oh, right, we have something on the stronghold too, but let's start with Ada before we go doing other things. Ada?
Strange place for a shrine to Abidan, Crucible Keep. Maybe it made more sense at some point before it gathered all that dust. And the only thing the Knights of the Crucible worship these days is the nobility, as far as I understand it.
It seems like it, yes. I knew some soldiers who got recruited by the Knights after the war was over. They told me some about it. They get these young kids in there and they'll tell them about blacksmithing and about the revolution and about tradition. Talk about the golem like he created the Crucible Knights in his forge to go win Durwood's independence. Excuse me. Then they join, and it turns out all any of those knights ever talk about is when are we gonna get recognized as real knighthood? When are we getting our titles and our land? Their High Justice wants to be an earl, says it's Abidan's will. He's got a castle and an army. You wonder how long he'll wait before he starts a war over it, saying Abidan told him to. Seems some members do still take their ideals seriously. For all we know, maybe Abidan is telling him. They don't seem all bad. They're keeping peace in Defiance Bay. And the nobles will respond that their gods told them that they're their only true nobles. Well, it seems like some members do still take their ideals seriously. You see it with the older knights, some of them. They were taught differently. I feel for them, seeing all that slowly wearing away around them, with nothing to be done because the wrong people are in charge. Shame they don't have better people leading them. Maybe they change, maybe they don't, who knows. Anyhow, so... oh right, that was the quest which I couldn't do. Dinrid Sion was rude to Kate Noir, but was accosted by brigands on the road and had to flee. Consider raising your security to ensure safety of travelers. Well, it's already 11. Have you anything ready? Wait, what? Did I already... Wait. Purchase. So it seems... Yes, barracks are completed. Funny, I don't remember getting any notification about that. Anyhow, so we have barracks completed. Dungeons, again, is not the most important thing. It costs 1200 CPs, copper pieces, I think, and it doesn't give any prestige, it doesn't give any security, but I could take prisoners during my travelers. But again, I'm not going to take any prisoners, but I still probably build this at some point. Craft hall is tempting. Weapons and armor merchant as well as dexterity bonus. Artificer. That gives us mechanics. That is definitely something I kind of want to have, but it doesn't give anything else except prestige. These require Bailey. So maybe I want to build Bailey first. Where's the Bailey? Yeah, it doesn't cost that much, so let's go with that. As you can see, we have quite a lot of money at the moment. So money is not an issue. And that means I could probably start hiring somebody. Anyhow, let's go to here and see what we can find out about that researcher. I don't know what's going on. Most of the days I don't know, but today is horrible. Corin, do you know anything?
Greetings.
I'm looking for Vianna. I like Vianna. She's always talking about metal men, which is strange, since I'm pretty sure she doesn't eat snowcap. I don't talk about metal men either, and I do eat snowcap. Makes you think, really. Anyway, she's not here right now. Flew away to Ondra's gift to meet her friend Bessia. No, Klesia. Yes, Klesia. Klesia is the friend she's gone to meet. In Ondra's gift. In a house. Not a boat. North house. Empty house. Ondra's gift has a lot of boats. We should go rowing some. Lay off the shrooms, mate. Okay. So Ondra's gift is the next place it's the next place where we can continue this quest line. But
Bring back the feisty one. There's a woman can do some damage squeezing her legs together.
It isn't a parlor trick. Besides, she doesn't take orders well.
She has backbone, that woman. Does it scare you?
No, but I won't be responsible for what happens if you call her whore.
okay. I don't want to know anymore. So, I'm thinking... we could go to the Brackenbury, check that out, then Ondra's gift and do that. Yeah, that sounds like it. There's House Domino. Well, we can guess who they are. Raymond Manor. Oh, that's the thing.
Light, flame, and sound.
Yes, that's where we...
We'll keep to ourselves.
Where is the diamond, I think? I don't know what to do. Tristan, the young elf, is dressed in gaudy robes that seem ready to cast off. He picks at her heavily brocaded sleeve and continues to adjust the gold chain around his neck. He looks at you. Did she send you to run me out of town? You can tell her I'm not going anywhere without that medallion. I told Serel I wouldn't let her sell it. I'm not backing down, even for a thug like you. If I were after you, you'd already be oozing pulp under the table. Tristan cringed. I meant no offense. I've just been on edge ever since our falling out. Serel's quarters and over the salty mast in Ondra's gift. We've been working together for over a year now. I find a noble with more money than sense, fill him up with liquor and send him her way. They have a good time, and Serel takes her fee. And a little extra. I see. Well, nice business. Good business is where you find it. 100 coppers here, a trinket there. It's a bounty for us, and these lords and ladies never notice anything missing. And, go on. Anyway, we always split the bounty. Until a week ago. She takes a necklace of some noble. It's an Engvitan medallion. Damn near priceless. That relic is sacred to my clan, but she won't part with it for any sum I could afford. And even if I wanted to, I can't go home without it. That's a hard thing. Tell me more about your situation. What do you want to know? What makes this medallion so important to you? I grew up in Clanfath with the Shattering Spear clan. We Clanfathans have protected Envitan ruins for thousands of years. It's the one duty the gods ask of us in exchange for the freedom to live as we please. But treasure hunters looted the ruins in our territory, and we left the wilds we dwelled in for generations. Most of my clanmates scattered to towns around the Deerwood and probably live on a crusts of bread. Restoring this medallion to the ruins would earn us the gods' forgiveness. The shattering spear could go home. This is all right and fascinating. A single medallion to earn the gods' favor and so return home. It rather reminds me of a story I heard somewhere. And Serel? She's a courtesan at the Salty Mast over in the Ondra's Gift. She wasn't born too much, but she's done what she has to in order to escape that. Ah, okay. She's a good friend. Without her, I'd probably be living hand to mouth like the rest of the shattering spear. But this isn't about her or me. It's about the 40 people in my clan and the way of life we've held for generations. Well, I'm gonna ask this, but, well... That's because you're used to looking at the things with detachment. A community isn't a place, it's a connection to history and meaning. Like an anchor, defending the ruins of gods gave us a purpose. Without that, we're adrift. Does this make sense to you? No. Well, I kinda understand, yes. Then you know what it's like, how to care for something you can't explain. You seem like you've done well enough for yourself. It was this all scraped by in the gutters like the rest of my clan. But I'd give all for that medallion I offered to, but it's worth more than anything I got, and Cyril knows it. That's all I wanted to ask. The question is, I'm fairly certain last game I probably get the medallion to Tristan. Now, I'm not so certain, but we are going to see about the medallion from what we can do with the medallion. So, you'll find her at the Salty Mass. The only way anyone sees her these days is by paying, so you'll have to go through Maya. But whatever you do, please don't hurt her. Can't make promises there, mate. To be honest, I'm still not promising you will get the medallion either, so you're just a bloody noble. What do we have here? Chicken. Understudy. The scripts and props belong to a production of the most unfortunate tale of Favia and Burnham. Nice. Yeah, we'll see what we can do with this. That man is... No, he's not on the table. It seemed like he was standing on the table. Evilheart Skarion.
Well met, friend.
What brings you to the Charred Barrel? Is this your place? It's my retirement. Used to be a warehouse back when the Brackenbury saw more ship traffic, but it fell out of use when the area became mostly residential. I inherited it from a great uncle who'd never had any luck pawning it off on my cousins. Now, it's most popular spot in Brackenbury. The nobles come to unwind, and kids from other districts come to mingle. We get a few rough types too, but they behave in here. Besides, their coins as good anyone else's. And you are? I was cartographer for decades. Crossed the White March half a dozen times and mapped most of the ruins of Tain Bog. A good career, but one suited to a younger man. When I came back to Defiance Bay for good, Cleaver and few other friends in the Knights helped me get the rights to refurbish this place. There's strong ale, quality entertainment, and fresh sea breeze. What more could man want? Show me your menu. Lots and lots of food. Cheese, cocoa, beer. Well, I don't think we need anything from you
Nice
now.
and quiet.
Let's check around. Anything else? Upstairs. Down. Cook. Please don't drag dirt into my kitchen. The patrons here are particular. I bet they are, yes. Cheese. I'm not gonna steal cheese. Even if it's delicious cheese. We got a few bandits here. Interesting. And they have spotted us, yes. Hello? Just having a little chat with my associates. Okay.
What?
Durance, where are you? You are there. Oh yeah, you can sneak there and nobody knows. Let's make a quick save. Gold Road 2. Okay. Okay. We're not stealing that. Just checking around. Flasks of infamous soul burn of Deadfire Archipelago are nested next to crystal clear Nazitagi and Clamfellen spirits. Sounds yummy. That is not stealing, but I don't think I need milk for now. So, upstairs. I'm kind of curious to see what I'm gonna do with the medallion and whatnot. Pirate. Noble. Where's the noble pirate? So, I'm making a test. Am I allowed to just
I can do
lockpick this, although
That's settled.
that is okay. And I'm allowed to check. But if I take something, then
Right.
all hell breaks loose. So, there's that. Free experience, though. Mervit. Wait. Why is that name familiar to me? Was this stealing? No. Then I'll take it. Maybe I'm mistaking it. Oh, right. The old watcher was Merwald or something like that. That probably causes it. Hello? We don't know each other, stranger. Best we keep it that way. What brings you to Charred Barrel? What's it look like? Good wine and little peace and quiet. And Skerian doesn't ask too many questions. You don't seem like a Brackenbury local. And I'm a sailor and liberator of certain goods. And the nice thing about the snobs here is that they're usually too polite to ask more. Okay, at least for now we can't really do anything else. Maybe later.
So you will go to your king and what? Implore him to curb his violent impulses? At the word of a heroic academic?
You don't usually grace me with your flattery, priest. What merits this attention?
All Rawatai's history is war, same as everyone. If only the world were led by soft-hearted giants who waste their muscles stroking their own quills. Oh, wouldn't that be grand?
I'm content to remain a burr in your boots. But here, if you but stand on the docks, you can single-handedly ensure no one ever sails to the Deerwood again.
Now there's an idea, yes.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Ah, there's the window. I kind of want to steal the diamond, but I don't know if that causes problems if I'm not talk to the person who ordered that. And I'm fairly certain it's one of the Dominals. Because why would I want the guy here? I don't think he will give me that much money or anything else. Besides, stealing is much funnier. Much funner. So we might want to do that. But that means I need to talk to Dominal. What is that? There isn't so much as a spot on these oranges. Nice. Adred's house, Ondra's gift, Sanitarium, first fires. Sanitarium, okay. Come on. Please. Check it. The marble is cool and perfectly smooth. Droplets of crystal clear water head beat the statues. Bloody hell. Now, let's go and check the abdominals. You are not an abdominal. I don't care about you. Dominal Dorman. Well, we want to talk to him.
Hail, traveler.
I don't recognize you. What business do you have in the House of Dominal? The House of Dominal found a letter that might be interested to someone here. Tell me about those. I'm just here to loot the place and kill anyone in my way. Tempting. Tempting. I'll go with the letter. I see, right this way. That is tempting to kill everyone in here, but I don't know. We can always do that if we want to, but we'll see. So, right this
Luxurious furnishings, hostile
I shall be
stairs.
quiet as a calm
Reminds
sea.
me of the Lore College.
Which is not very quiet.
Wait, where am I supposed to go? Oh, sorry, there you are. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. So, it was you who ordered your name in the letter. A young man leans against an expensive-looking glass cabinet. He holds a jewel-studded goblet in one hand and one ornate pistol in the other. He grins with wine-stained lips.
Our doormen seem to think it important that you meet with me. Speak.
Well, I'll give the letter to him. As Abragan reads the letter, his curious smile fades and the page crumbles in his grip. His twisted lips are as cold and dark as the amethysts lining his cup.
You'd better explain yourself. And quickly.
This is obviously better. I was attacked in a house in a couple and I found this letter after I finished my assailant. Wine splatters the mirror's smooth tiles as Abragan hurls the goblet. He smashes the carved handle of his pistol into the antique cabinets next to him. The men standing nearest look from Abragan back to you, their hands ready over their weapons. Criminal indeed, no one should waste a good red like that. Maybe you should pay him a compliment to help patch things up.
You've killed my men and cost me. But I'll give you one chance to make up the loss.
Just FYI, if you actually hired those guys, they were quite unprofessional altogether because we just could waltz in their meeting. So maybe you should hire better people next time. So you'll finish the job I gave my men. The number 4, finish it yourself, Horson. Tempting, tempting. I kind of see that this would end up me killing everybody in here. Again, tempting. Probably could get a lot of money out of it. Maybe not yet. These are annoying choices. Certainly, why didn't you mention you were hiring? No, I'm thief. No, I'm not thief. I'm just a murderer, not a thief. I can go with clever. I will go with clever this time. Because I don't want to go, I don't have a choice. I always have a choice. This is a command, not a commission. Do you do this and I'll overlook your blunder. Lord Raymond has a gem the size of Auma's testicles. So either it's very small or Auma's testicles are quite huge. I don't know which. I really don't care. It's called the Heart of White March. One of my contacts will leave the second story window open. I want you to sneak inside and find the gem. And besides, how do you know that? The testicle size of Auma's. Whatever you do, do not alert Raymond's guards. The last thing I want is blood feud with my neighbor. I trust we are crystal clear on that. Already forgotten. If there's nothing else, be on your way. Well, we don't need to know more. Well, we could actually annoy him, so tell more. What do you want to know? Lord Raymond? He is a pompous, uptight bastard who's still living in the days of duck hatred. He's also one of the richest men in Brackenbury. Not that I hold that against him, but really, what's the point of moving so many pans if you're just going to stash them in a secret room somewhere? And what do you know about Heart of White March? Only that it's one of the most coveted gems in the Deer World, and when you see it, you'll understand why. It glows from within, a rare feature of jewels from the White March Mountains. Seizing the gem from Raymond will net us a fine profit and diminish the statues of our rivals in the Knights and the Dozens. Any advice? Don't let his guard to see upstairs. Get in through the window if you can, and be prepared to move quietly. Raymond may be an enemy, but he's also a neighbor. I don't want to stir up trouble. What is this place? You're standing in the Terminal Ancestral Manor. You are the very lost or wasting my time. Or maybe more. Both. Am I allowed to check around?
Nice and quiet.
Because I kind of want to stir problem.
Let's see what lies this way.
Okay, that's stealing, and you're staring at it, so we're not stealing. Anything here? Nothing worthwhile. Again, there's a possibility if I'm not...
That's settled.
Those factions I'm not choosing, I could always kill the others. Tempting. Never done that. It would probably net me quite a lot of money. And maybe a few interesting items too. But let's go a little breaking and entering. I have a cunning plan. That means I probably just use one character to move around and hope for the best. Maybe. So let's make a proper save here. And what can we... Oh, sorry, we need... So, the mortared stone wall is sheltered by the leaves. Leaves, sheltered by the leaves. Eaves, sorry. And naughty green wine climbs all the way up to the open window. Two ornate shutters seems to beckon you. I somehow thought about... Because I eyed the green wine, I was thinking about leaves, but yes, eaves. Test wines. You get the wines a shake. They are thick and sturdy in your hands, but near the top they look flimsier. You might be able to make it to the top if you're quick. Now the question is, I'm guessing this is an athletic throw. Let's see how that goes. You begin to ascend. As you rise, you feel the wines begin to give away beneath your weight. You quickly pull yourself the rest of the way up, grabbing the bottom of the windowsill. You perch atop the windowsill and steady yourself against the frame while the breeze cools your back. You detect movement inside the house. Blinking as your eyes adjust the dim interior, you slip inside the manor. Nice. Apparently our athletics was enough. Well, I might as well make a proper save. Now... Did the letter say anything about where... I think it is... Full Manus travels. The problem is where Ludrana's orders? No. Oh, right, that was the... Oh, yeah, this is the Coldback Knights who were supposed to grab people. Test, provide you with instructions. I'll just tell them, Kolshman, if you would happen to retrieve one of their numbers, I may convince forgive your previous mistakes. So, tests up. Oh, it's... Oh, Osria. Oh, what a naughty bastard. Well, she's dealt with. Now, the problem is everything is quite similar. So... Or is it in here? Edict? No. I don't care anymore. It's probably somewhere here. Let's move you guys over here.
Steady does it.
Sneaking. I kind of want to go just with one character, but unfortunately it's got to be Durance. After all, he's the one who has the lockpicking. Nice. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Okay, back. So what is this? The Light of Dawn, a Red Serran morality play, part 2, compassion and judgment. Okay. So... Quick save. So are you standing there or are you going to move? Oh, sorry, it's paused.
And the fire shows me something new.
Wait, you found something. Where? Just discovered something. Where? That's a door, yes. The annoying part is, I don't know where the card is going to go. And when. With my luck, if I go through the hallway, he's coming back. Yeah, he's coming back. Okay, yeah, he's going... No! Bloody hell! Okay, I'm gonna load. I'll try to avoid the fighting if I can. But honestly, this is... Oh. Let's try this again. Pause. Pause. No, not the group. Bloody hell. I didn't realize I have the whole group selected.
You can trust me.
Jeez. Okay, you guys move away. Annoying part is he spotted something, but what? Nothing is highlighting. I don't care. Where's the card?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Margaret's fire.
Oh,
cast
now
light
it flashes.
in dark
Okay, that's
places.
fine. That is fine.
Now this I haven't seen before.
So don't tell me this was the hidden place I'm looking for. Can you lockpick it? Ah. Okay, so this would have been
A simple test.
easier to do than I anticipated. So basically, you have the time to go there, but it didn't flash when I was checking here, or it was so faint I couldn't see it. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, let's see how he likes, because I killed at least one guard. Come on. Climb down the vines. The vines groan and strain, but you pick your way to the bottom before they collapse under you. Okay, they collapsed, but I survived, I guess. So, yeah, I think you can do it sneaking even if you don't have a high sneak. If you know that the hidden space is up there and you spot it a bit better than I did. So, to be honest, I don't know if it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if he is getting angry because I killed one guard or whatnot. It's their problem now. So,
You have something for me, I hope?
yes, here's the tool.
Already? And without so much as a sneeze from the guards next door. Very discreet indeed.
Well, I wouldn't say it was discreet. I killed one guard, but fine. If that's what you call discreet, I'll take it.
This should keep the knights and the dozens in their place.
Okay. Just a fair warning, I'm probably going to join with the knights.
A rare prize indeed. Take this. You've earned it.
Ooh, major positive. Okay, thank you.
My father, Gedmar, will be pleased to learn that I've acquired such a gem. And an ally. Go and speak with him upstairs. He's been looking for someone with your skill.
Well, that's nice and all, but do you have a shop here? And I have no answers if there's nothing else. Be on your way. Well, at least we got experience. Again, I'm not gonna join these guys, so access collected. Wait. Well, lost only 212, got 636. Not bad overall. Bailey's construction, how it's going. 1 day, 16 hours. So I'll go in upstairs. I kind of want to see, do you have a shop in here? You are a servant. I'm gonna lockpick this.
That's settled.
Potion of iron skin, okay. I need that. Well, not that much that I would start killing these. Normal guard. I'm fairly certain the head honcho is right over there. The many pillows are fluffy and full with down. Full with down. Whoever sleeps here must sleep soundly indeed.
I can do that.
Well,
That's settled.
hide armor, floppy hat. Okay. No shop here. Who are you? Abragan.
Hail and well met.
Bricanta Dominel. The woman must be well in the middle age, but there isn't a line of her on her face. Her large green eyes are watchful behind a curtain of glossy black hair. She studies you. I don't believe we met. I'd remember you. What do you do here? Let's just say I'm a merchant. Oh, I handle the trade of certain goods that may my enterprising children and husband happen across. But I only trade with special friends, and if you want that kind of a relationship, you'd have to do a little something for me. Okay, so what kind of a favor did you have in mind? There's a certain someone who may or may not be named Golfeg. He's insulted me. I'd like you to take an example out of him. And how do you want me to proceed? I'd hate to stifle your imagination. Just see that you're teaching him a lesson he won't soon forget. Sounds like fun. That's the spirit. I know that a little runt holds up somewhere in Ondra's gift. Once you've taken care of him, come back to me. I got some stocks that I reserve for special friends. Okay, good. So that opens the shop in here. I kind of want to see the shops because at least before that I'm not gonna kill anyone. But if they don't sell anything useful, then who knows? It could be fun. Usually I don't play a mass murderer in these games. Well, other than that, you have to kill for the quests or whatnot.
Hey, Olaf, can I, talk to your, your friend?
What is it about Isilmir? I'm right here, you know.
No, you're both great. It's just, well, I feel like I don't get to spend as much time with her, and she's just so funny. I mean, some of the things she says
Are not nearly as funny when you've been hearing them for 50 years.
Okay. So, I kind of want to see what is this. You can just, come faster, please. Well, alright. Oh, we didn't have fast mode active. That makes more sense now. I'll go get something to drink, so I'll be right back. Okay, so let's enter Hatred's house. Let's see what we can see from here. Huh.
And what does the flame reveal?
Dunrid agent. Right. So many agents. It's good I am allowed to just, waltz in. This map shows the environment surrounding Defiance Bay. Flags mark strategic access points to the city. Yeah, I'm gonna steal a fish and kill everybody. The security is quite lacking, I see. Nobody. Oh, Karen, who are you?
Greetings.
You carry whispers, Kate Noir, Gilded Vale, old voices, indeed. Oh. How did you know? As a cipher, it's my job to know these things. You carry the whiff of incense. So, what else you can tell me? Not as much as I would like, unfortunately. My duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. What brings you to Dunrid Row? Oh, Karen. Oh, right, you're the guy. Okay, is this affidavit real? It's signed by you. He holds a page, but seems to stare through the words as if something woven in the fabric of paper. I remember Penhelm, a preening peacock of a man, his mouth dry and hands moist when I told him he was a sole descendant of Aedaran General, one who'd fought against Hatred's rebellion. Ooh, that's not good. A forgery, and not the first one I've seen. He hands it back to you. But I've no time for knights and their obsessions. Bring this to the Commander Cleaver and show him the seal. He points to the wax stamp by his forged signature. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. Doom a man for the soul the gods gave him. Seems rather unfair. It looks as though you could use some help. left for another liberty to discuss my work, unfortunately. Didn't row ears only. A civilian would need the confidence of Lady Webb before I could share. What are you busy with? Hello, bird growing unrest and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of our concerns these days. Tell me more about your skills. I check for soul connections, looking for lost things, missing things, or troublesome things, particularly where people of power and influence are concerned. I'm a cipher. In Air Clanfath, we were once known as Brishalgvin, Bind Hunters. Nice title, yes, but it wasn't until the Animancers began working with my kind 40 years ago that we truly understood our power. Now, we make some of the best detective in the world. Tracing souls, we can look at a person and see where they have been, or look at the weapon and see who has touched it. Useful solving crimes, as you can imagine. Well, I can imagine, yes, thank you.
Slow and silent.
So, now let's see what we can do with the information
A
we
simple
have.
test. That's settled.
No. What about this?
That's settled.
Well, that's money. Money I can always take. Yeah, nobody spots us. So for now at least, we're not allowed to do anything with you guys. Fine, hunting bone, no. Now, am I allowed to go upstairs? I'll at least try. Music vanished. More agents. There's always something to steal, but don't wanna cause it. Unlocking this will require the proper key, so we definitely will come back later. But that is for quest or quests, depending. We will see. Now, are we spotted? We are spotted soon, but he will go away, I imagine. And when he does, I will take the money. I don't need... What is that? Quarterstaff? I don't really need that. So, off we go. Okay. Who are... Aha. Just talk to the little cipher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he'd seen someone in the records room. Well, I can guarantee you nobody saw me. Give me the affidavit, I've done nothing to you. What does it mean to you? Cheer up, you always thought you were someone special, soon everyone will know you are. Don't worry, I'm sure the knights will let you stay to scrub latrines. Your superiors deserve to know the truth. You're right, take it. Let's go. What does this mean to you? Are you serious? How could you like it if someone threatened to kick you out of your order, or for some coincidence of a past life you can't even remember? Any Dirwoden, rich or poor, can aspire to a position in the Crucible Knights. Anyone can rise to the rank of High Justice, except for those of us born with the wrong soul. Look at me and tell me that's reasonable. I'm fairly certain some of these will induce fighting, and I don't know if that could cause problems with the Crucible Knights. So I'll start with this and see how it goes. You're right, take it. You have no idea what this means to me. I thank you for seeing reason. Now you do the same for Osric. Return his family breastplate. I'm certainly grateful to you, but Osric earned his punishment and then sent you to take his anger out of me. Why should I do anything for him? Consider a favor to me. Are you stuck in the past that you need to wear his armor? Osric's family history is important to him. After the way I helped you, you are going to begrudge him this. I can't go with diplomatic passion, maybe. I don't think that. Are you so stuck in the past? I hadn't thought of it that way. I hope this gives him some peace and perhaps a reason to move on. Okay. That worked. So we have the breastplate now. Is that a quest item? Yes, it is. This old breastplate has its share of battle scars, but it's clearly been well preserved over the years and still bears some of its original shine. The symbol of a flame is emblazoned across its middle. Right. So only place left is the Sanitarium, and then we could go to Andra's gift, return the breastplate. If you return the breastplate, we could go and... So basically, I probably go to the Sanitarium. After that, we could go and return the breastplate so we can see if we could finally enter the shop. And last but not least, Andra's gift. Hopefully everything on this episode, but we will see. So, Sanitarium it is. Just leave me be. Wait. I kind of want to see the... Was there somebody named character? Oh, there it was, yes.
Hello.
Hello. Do you mind? I'm rather busy. What are you so busy with? I'm studying soul attachment. We all know that souls move into people at birth and out of them at death. But we'll still have a lot of questions about what makes them stick, so to speak. What do you mean making them stick? Souls power bodies and give their tissues life, but only when they're firmly attached. It's separation that leads to a whole spate of soul-related ailments, including the Hollowborn. But if we understood how to reattach souls, we could end Waidwen's legacy, maybe even conquer death. That's the theory anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the research I need to put it into practice. What exactly do you need? There's a manuscript called Theorem of Pentagram. It contains research from Pentagram's experiments on detached souls. The whole of Revealed Mysteries is rumored to have a copy in the Elder Archives. Well, you're in luck. Pentagram's work is considered to be one of the more daring animancy texts, and not something generally circulated among novices, nor easy to get hold of. I wonder if we might have a peek at it. We have been carrying it in our inventory for quite a while now, Kana. The theorems could advance my research by leaps and bounds, but Grimda, the High Archivist, worships Vale, which means she has some paradoxical views on sharing and restricting knowledge. And since she's not exactly a proponent of animancy, she tends to restrict the kinds of information that would be useful to me. That is a shame. Anyway, I should probably get back to my work. So, you never believe what I found. You, Lady of Lament, you really found it. I can't believe it. It really exists. Thank you so much. This will be invaluable. Okay. We got 100 copper and experience. Nice. Is that all? Ah, of course. It may not look like a much, but I've always been able to use this ring to generate a little extra money when I was between stipends. It's critical for someone doing research without the benefit of wealthy patron. Please, take it. You've certainly given me a resource I couldn't have found on my own. You have gained an item, Ring of Eternal Funding. Oh, I could use one of myself. Anything else? Anything about the theorems of pentagram? Tell me about it. Pentagram was an animancer working in the Durwood. He had some interesting theories about essence and some rather innovative techniques for studying it. He was able to reattach souls to bodies after death, although he wasn't able to prevent his patients from degenerating. He was controversial to say the least, but many are starting to realize that he was merely ahead of his time. So degenerating, you've already seen those, they're undead. Well, there seems to be a tiny problem with reattaching souls after death. The bodies will reanimate and may even retain memories and personality, but they develop hunger for flesh, living soul-infused flesh. Without it, they start to devolve, decaying mentally and physically. If the process goes too far, which it eventually does, they become mindless corpses, attacking anything that moves. We haven't figured out the way to avoid that. That is more than an inconvenient side effect. You've reproduced an unnatural curse with a little to show for it. That sounds like necromancy. Nonsense! Necromancy is magic. This is science. Why doesn't Grimdal lend you the books you need? The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rather protective with books, especially the rarer ones, and Grimda in particular. She hates animancy, thinks it dangerous. I don't see how you can run in the greatest library in the Durwood and be so adverse to spread of knowledge and research, but I never understood these religious types. Some knowledge is best to keep under lock and key. Well, we already been the Revealed Mysteries, we kinda know it already. I don't know Elder Archives to anything new. Elder Archives are the rarest, most arcane, most powerful text in the Durwood. Think of it as an inner sanctum of Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Needless to say, you need Grimda's permission to enter. Okay, that's all. Anything interesting? I'm an animancer at the Sanitarium. Currently, I'm researching matters related to Wademan's legacy. Wademan's legacy, what's your opinion about it? Wademan's legacy refers to a rise in hollowbone children in the Durwood in recent years. Some have also connected to so-called biovacs that blow through Air Clanfath. There's hardly any reliable data on those, though, so I can't really comment. I don't much care for them. Wademan's legacy, it reeks of superstition, but it's too prevalent to change at this point. Personally, I'd like to see people take more methodical approach to these matters rather than throwing up their hands and playing the cards. Good to hear someone speaking sense on the matter. Okay, farewell. Well, that was a easy quest to handle. Let's make a proper save too. Okay. Animancer. What is that? These charming windows are reinforced with iron bars and double thickness of glass. Okay. What can we learn in here? Ah. This is apparently part where we continue with Aloth.
Nice and quiet.
Table is set with an assortment of leaflets and booklets with titles like Practical Benefits of Animancy and Soul Adjustment for the Well-Adjusted Soul. Yes. Headwater Ethelmoor. Vianna. That are you Oh, sorry. Yes, you are one of those. The Most Unfortunate Tale of Fate. I think we already have that. Maybe even a couple of times.
Steady does it.
Are you somebody I want to talk or not? Maybe not. Wait, when farmer become god. Is this stealing? No. Do you want to talk to me? No. Yes, more leaflets. So why can we talk to you? Okay, let's talk to Head Warden Ethelmore, which appears to be stone. A well-maintained statue of middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turned towards you. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium? You may have a member of the Leaden Key in your midst. I could have done without hearing that today. Many have their intrusions been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they are meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own, but a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are a perpetual nuisance. Once again, I am reminded of how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would be of some use in verifying one's identity. You are at odds with the Leaden Key as well, I take it. They are up to something, and I'm trying to determine that. What? They're always up to something. Of that you may rest assured. If their plots have come to involve you, you have my sympathies. Do you have some idea who this person might be? Why would I say it's a patient? I don't know. I won't know until I've met them. Very well, in that case, I would recommend you speak first with our resident animancers. They have frequent interactions with both patients and colleagues. You'll find them up here or in their offices downstairs. You will report anything suspicious to me immediately. This is my only request. I'm curious about how you've come to be in your present state. In the statue, you mean? Well, I was old, and it seemed wrong to me. A lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in the new body, none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If we are ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that, I am quite sure. To live on as a part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again, one of our animancers will humor me and consult over some problem, but they are jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. And the Sanitarium? A history lesson? This is a rare pleasure. Most come here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution as their word goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves, thus the Sanitarium. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at the time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time, it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then, we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Derwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. So it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have representative in the palace this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at hearing before the dock. Absurd as it sounds, if it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Derwood. If I fear Eva may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational thought it may be, we shall see. Does anyone here know anything about awakenings? There's an animancer on the lower floor who came all the way from Revua to study them. Take the stairs down and look for the Belasage. Very well. Okay.
Light, flame, and sound.
We are apparently
We'll keep to ourselves.
trying to find Leaden Key agent. Okay, that works. Animancy in modern age. We might as well take it. Midwife's memoirs. Do we already have that? I don't know. We'll take it anyways. Psalm to Voidica. Beware ye liars, ye unfaithful. Beware ye with hardened heart. Beware, for the eye of Voidica will not be blinded. She hears the sundered oath. She is not fooled by the winding path. She attends the broken promise. She sees the deceiver. There is no shadow too dark. Her gaze will find thee. Her justice will not be restrained. Remember thy queen. Oh, that sounds interesting. Let's take it too. So we are... These looks like field sketches of Engvita ruins and artifacts. So we do have a few things to do at our customs. I'm a little worried. Hopefully I don't fail anything with the Aloth. This painting of Rolling Forest Glen has a strangely soothing effect. Because indeed we are most likely starting at least Aloth's personal quest unless we actually are doing it too. So what does it say? Two-sided. Aloth revealed that an awakened soul Isilmer dwells with him. He is asked for help in the finding expert who understands his predicament. It appears that primary Sanitarium is our best hope finding help for Aloth. I've been told to look for someone named Belasage. She works the lower floor on the Sanitarium. So the question is, what will become to Aloth? Well, we will hopefully find out. So this is the lower. Is this just a hallway? Yeah. So let's start door number 1. Well, easier than I thought. Hello, Belasage.
Greetings.
Cozy, here I am, looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kith standing in front of me. What can I do? I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. That would be me. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Though the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer Animancy's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to suiting those whose souls have already awakened. But I need subject, and most of them patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It's a tragedy to have come so far for nothing. You're in luck, I have a volunteer. Here, take Aloth. She springs to the balls of her feet, beaming. Gelade, who is it? I don't know. Oh, do shut up, Alods. You take one for the team. You wanted this, you remember? She grins proudly still. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. Yeah, that's how it starts. I beg your pardon. I jest. Your adherents are so uptight. I do not even know what the thing is used for. It belonged to the last occupant of this office, I think. Now they upgrade him to their cell. Again, I jest. She rubs her hands together, getting down to business. So, I need you to sit here. She takes Alot by the shoulders and steers him to the coach. And try to relax, but don't try too hard, then you will not be relaxing. That totally makes sense, yes. Indeed. And you must also wear these. A little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. The animancer fastens thick copper bands to Alot's forehead and wrists. As she ratchets them tighter, his face twitches with suppressed irritation. Please don't put some electricity through those. Now I will examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into the desk and produces a long chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and small-toothed wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with other lenses cut to different thickness and concavities. By manipulation them, I find the angles and densities that will allow me to track the anomalies into your soul. Bloody hell. How exciting. I've never seen this sort of a thing before performed. It seems suitably complicated. Does this mean we'll get to talk to Isilmi more? I like that lady. But first, we must find this cunning interloper. You will answer some personal questions while I make adjustment. Don't worry, I'm sure we won't hear any of it. Very well. To begin, tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living at Sithwood. He looks to you. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges apprehension shows through nevertheless. Talk about your parents. As you speak to Alot, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the mists of his own memory. Velocid doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are smoothing his essence, untangling its many threads. Mother is away most of the time, with the Thanes family, but I always know when she's coming home. Father's bottles accumulate like storm clouds on the horizon. His fits of temper become swifter and more violent. It still shames him, knowing that her heimneg to another man supports us better than his labors as a steward. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. She bites her tongue as she twists one of the dials. I'm a 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she is around, he is usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles, that my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. Oh, this is getting quite darker. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I'm sweeping the kitchen, the next I'm sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking the flecks of my blood on the tile. His boots, glistening with fresh polish, thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals, but it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against the field of black. His jaw locks and his eyes twitch beneath their lids. Madikko. Pelagis first cranks the knobs along her scope. He's hypnotized himself with the old memory. You got to bring him out of it quickly. I almost have it. I'm gonna slap him. You flattened... I probably should have done that. I wasn't thinking. You flattened palm is inches from its cheek when his hand shoots up and grabs your wrist. Allard's eyes snap open, but the expression that you see in them isn't his. Try again. I'll take it off before I give it back to you. Hey, there she is. How you been, Isilmer? Belagate sucks a deep breath through her teeth. That's it. I'm seeing shift in its essence. Something spreading and congealing. She glances you over her scope. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brought you here? Cracking bones and voices high in air. That warm molasses feeling that creeps down your gut when crisis is nigh. Perfetto. We have layers of totally distinct essence. She just saw her notes onto the pages next to her and turns one clicking knob of her scope. Now try to get two of them done. Iselmer, tell Allard why you've awakened. Hey, he's the one needed me, hiding in his own bone bag like a turtle in its shell. I never turn it over to you. Good, yes, very good. She rests her scribble only to make another adjustment to her scope. I can now see two separate patterns of essence, where the ebbs, the other flows. It's as if the awakened soul fills the spaces that he leaves empty. She prompts you with a circling of her wrist, quill still in hand. Go on. I don't know. Isabel, what exactly are you taking from him? Nay, more than I'm giving. You should ask what I did that old man of his. How the last time he laid a hand on us, I break it into 3 places. Allard, her head jerks to the side. That wasn't your decision. It never been your decision. Nay, it was awakening, but now I'm stuck with you. Damned if I let you ninning drag us both through this cupboard. Ah, very good. I think I finally got something we can work with. I've tracked Isilmer's essence throughout the exchange. She had a particularly high density index during the most of heated portions of the argument, and her essence seemed to localize most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left ribcage. That's right around the spleen, which of course means that she is triggered by a black pile. No doubt, such a characteristic melancholy is to blame. Alos blinks back at you, and in the midst of the perturbation, you're not quite sure who's looking out of his eyes. That's utter horseshit. Black bile, is it? They've certainly spat their share. Kana studies Alot dubiously. It is simpler explanation than I expected, all things considered. She glares at him. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation. Is Elmer manifest when Alot is in danger or under pressure? Well, that's yes. Yes, is Elmer manifest when Alot is in danger or under pressure? Belasich carefully scratches her jaw, her gaze darting between you and Alot. I suppose that could be true. She jots another note. I'll have to check this again against other research. He removes the cover bands. Well and good for you, but what does this mean for me? Belasich frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with a quill and making a grand show of concentration. However, you catch her stealing a glance at you over the pages. Okay, so what do we have? Iselma... Wait a minute. Okay. Iselma tries to take control from you when she thinks you can't face a problem on your own. You can't let her make these decisions for you. She did you a favor by dealing with your father, didn't she? I think she's trying to help you stand up for yourself. You may not like her method, but you should hear her out. It seems that Iselmer steps in when she determines that you're in danger. It's not clear yet whether this is help or hindrance. Yeah, I'll probably go with the number 3 because, of course, in this world, these things work a bit differently. So I'll go with the 3rd. From my position, I'd say it's pretty clearly hindrance. I've got a lot of process. Regardless, thank you for your help, Insti. He does not look at Belasich. She sets her notes on her desk and returns to her scope. Well, I hope this has been useful to you as it has been to me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toast of review of Ventrialos. Okay. I advancing the right-ways principles of animancy, just what ye always wanted. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eye. Belasuit is humming to herself, still occupied with her scope, but Alot is holding her notes. He's just about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. He holds his finger to his lips, his eyes wide and imploring. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. Fair enough, but do it quietly. He hides the papers in his cloak. Need to worry. We'll see to his on our own. Two-sided. Okay. It seems that Isilmer can be a source of both help and harm. Alot. On the other hand, she steps in when he is under pressure, but on the other hand, she doesn't always resolve situations the way he'd like. So that basically, completed that. I don't know what would happen if I said Isilmer is a problem or not. I
Laying low.
don't know. But anyways, I'll go with that. Don't know if that was a good idea or not, but we did that. Now, Murdred. So obviously this is stealing. I'm just checking around. Baratheon scripture. Golden Ubel. In a corner of Murdred slabs rests a large weathered trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. Let's examine the trunk. The lack of dust on the trunk's surface and the long scratches on the tile flooring suggest that the trunk is frequently used and moved throughout the laboratory despite its considerable size. Deep yet narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. Let's leave it for now. Mordred. An animator scribbles feverishly on parchment scrolls while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scrolls, he looks up you with a mingled perplexity and irritation.
Welcome.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. Has anything unusual been happening around here? You must be joking. This is Sanitarium. Nothing is usual down here. Although, now I think of it, the patients seem more agitated lately. But they're Kierman Azo's responsibility, not mine. Then, if there's nothing else, what are you working on? My area of focus are victs, more especially how to cure them. What's a vict? A hollow bone who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy, one of Animance's early efforts to cure a legacy, if not a successful one. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. We Animances were trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because at first it seemed to work. People called it salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down Animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. people took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe from us. But we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. So why do you study? What kind of a question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? Animancy has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. I see. Expert on awakenings, we already know. I heard the Vale woman studies them. You should go talk to her instead. And looking around. Then be quick about it and don't touch anything. The Sanitarium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Without another word, he resumes the work. The man who... Wait, what? Let key accolade, question animancers. Murderer mentioned that the Sanitarium patients are more agitated than normal and that Guideman Iso is responsible for their care. Okay. I don't know if I want to open that or not, because there's, what, claw marks or something like that?
Keeping quiet.
So maybe not yet, maybe later. What do we have here? The edges of a cage are dented and scored with claw marks. Yeah, the claw marks. Ripley. Okay.
I can do that. That's settled.
Again, it's not stealing, so I'm checking it. Northward patient record Batiksa, the pale lady. Northward patient record Gram. Northward patient record Idleman, the Midnight Man. Northward patient record Uskrim. Subject is female, mid-40s, awakened to past life as a serial murderer, which now frequently emerges as the soul's dominant personality. Subject vacillates between violence and severe depression, resulting from guilt of past deeds. Weak candidate for present research. Subject is a male, approximately early 30s, powers of speech absent, presumably as a result of over-fragmentation of his soul. As such, he is the ideal subject for present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic, and I have had to enlist the aid of the guards in transporting him for more recent procedures. Subject is a male, mid-20s, displays acute dissociation and paranoid delusional tendencies causing anger and extreme violence. Dangers of working with the subject preclude possibility of further use in present research. Subject is a male, approximately 70 years of age, admitted for episodes of catatonia, followed by occasional violent outbursts. Initial analysis of soul revealed severe fragmentation and essence deficiency. Said deficiency all but eliminates the possibility of utilizing the subject in present research. I'm gonna take these. Oh! The man who waits. Okay, so let's continue. Oh, this is the main quest again. Will we continue this? My answer was... Okay. What do we have here? Note from Azo. Ripley, I require more copper tubing for my next experiment. Do not requisition it from the Sanitarium stores. I don't have time to deal with the head warden's inevitable questions. German Azo. I guess we find the bastard. Maybe. Now, Ripley, do you have something to say?
Good day to you.
A young older woman traces her fingers along the spines of the books in front of her, row by row. Her motions quickly and skittish like a bird's. She does not notice you until you're nearly up on her. Oh my, you startled me. Are you supposed to be in here? What do you do here? I mostly help Master Azo set up and clean his equipment. I also keep his office organized since he's too busy to do it himself. If there's nothing else, I need to get back to work. I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Me, I'm just a Master Azo's assistant, but there's a visiting scholar from Revua here named Bella Siege. She claims to know about them. Farewell.
Laying low.
Unlocking will... Oh, proper key. So, would that mean... Ah, yes. I need to go back upstairs. Again, I don't know other choices with the Allot. What would they do? Will they cause problems or not? Because I can't even remember what was my first game choices. Anywho, let's talk to him.
Good day, stranger.
I found on records that Azo may be running some questionable experiments. Experiment? Gearman Azo is in charge of patient welfare now. He's not unauthorized to run any more experiments. I am disappointed in Gearman. I had hoped he would be the one to guide your inquiry. He'll be in his office or in the patient ward. I am granting you immediate access so you can find him. No doubt you will wish to speak to him further on this matter, and I, for one, am curious as to what he might have to say. Tread carefully in the wards. There are few dangerous cases. I would ask also that you do your best not to agitate the patient. They have enough troubles as it is. Well, is killing them agitating them? I don't know. We'll find out.
Silent.
So, I'm kind of certain that we will end up fighting soon. So, Andres Gift have to taxes collect or... Okay, so we probably want to hire guards. Let's hire that. Skirmish Archer, let's hire that. Vanguard Sold. Order of the Wilds. Let's go with that, so I'll have more defense. Even more. Okay, I think that's... Do I want to... Mercenary Mind Striker? Yeah, I'm gonna hire full roster. We can hire different guys. Other times. 6 out of 8. This and this. Okay, let's go with those. Have we finished? No, we haven't. 1 day, 8 hours. Now. So indeed, if he is part of the Leaden Key, which seems to be... The head warden says you can go in, be careful in there. Okay.
And what does the flame reveal?
Let's save then. So I'm fairly certain. Well, so far so good. Let's construct. Freyol, who are you? A good spine twists this woman's posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like wine. She smiles at you must be visiting someone. Then noting your appearance, she gets a friendly visit, I hope. Have any of their patients here been acting unusually? Well, there's Batixa who relieves a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman who they say only has a half a soul and who has found collecting the faces of others because he believes he is owned to be false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. Different from their normal behavior, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Azo let us know that the number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The Northward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. And what do you know about Animancer? Oh, I like him very much. Many Animancers could care less about their patients, look at us like vermin for the experiment, but Master Aso treats us like humans, even the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It is too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. Well, what happened to Azo? Freyol's eyes dart back and forth, and her voice lowers just to above a whisper. They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in Durwood. That was his reputation here, and that was what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was an ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy, but that's hogwash. Even if he was a bit of a showman, he loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it. But he told me once that he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, my dear. How did he put it? Proxy, I think he called it. Had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether, can you imagine? The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollowbone into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Do you know what they call those empty little babies in Ondra's gift? Do tell me? They call them buoys. Because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Anyway, Master Azo has scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copper Lane. He was so excited. Had scheduled. And then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors. Turning away visitors, I heard. And he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him. But I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Do you know where I might find Azo? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? It shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They're likely to keep them separate. I don't know that I've ever seen the guards allow a visitor, just Master Azo. You might ask him, he's very sympathetic. Why are you in here? I don't want to say. You'll think less of me. I wouldn't worry about that. When you blush, it brings out the color of your eyes. You can tell me I'm going crazy too. I'm listening. These last few years haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try to think of it as personal. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy took her before she was ever mine. I made do. What else can you do? I moved into a tiny place in Ondra's gift, got my mending clothes and on the kindness of strangers when I had. But I was surviving and the gods were watching over me. I could live with that. Then one day this noble woman comes in, wants his fancy gown fixed. Gorgeous thing, this shade of blue I'd never seen before, only I had. I looked at it, and it reminded me of something I had what they call an awakening. I remember being a noble woman myself in another life. People doting over me, men doting over me. The best food and the most beautiful home, all the things you'd never dare to dream. They were mine, and all the gold you can eat. It was a poison knowing that. All those things I had, I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls in my little room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that or break into a estate and start ordering servants around. It seems like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me. But I can't get past it, and I start to wonder. Did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? Maybe the gods took offense to your overindulgence. You had it right before. There's nothing to do but live with it. Let's talk about something else. And favor. The man who waits. Working with a game. What did... Next to the...
I'll see what I can find.
Oh yes, I can see it there, but I don't think there's anything we can do from this side at least.
Nice and quiet.
Do we have something in here? We have spirits. Well, we might as well take it. More patience. Oh, there's a door too. I don't know. Maybe we go here first. I'm just waiting when the fighting starts.
A simple test.
Because it will start. Ravenwing base one-handed. Okay, we'll have to check who can use that. Something churns and bubbles in this tank. The copper wires and conduits are shiny. The device is warm to the touch. Manazo is right over there. Well, that is interesting.
A simple test. That's settled.
Plate Golan, a unique light armor, breakout, preservation, fine. That could be something out, maybe, could use. Now, hello there. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upward slightly by his pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls.
What is the meaning of this?
I heard you were demoted. How did it happen? As a snorkel flare, and he bares his upper teeth more brutally. That's none of your concerns. Did one of the others put you up to this? Ortimer, that smuck weasel. Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how. I'll never know. He spits on the floor as if remove a bitter taste from his mouth. Ethelmore told me you are not supposed to be doing any more experiments. Yes, well, Ethelmore hasn't done much good for anybody since he had his soul moved in an inanimate object, so I fail to see why I should let that sway me. If animancers are followed the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be as backwards and willfully ignorant as Red Serras. We would know nothing about life or death, or even ourselves. We would lost in the dark with no clue as to why. Our leaders guide us, and without them, we risk losing our way. If this man would strike off on his own, then let him fend off for himself without the benefit of the Sanitarium. You toy with things beyond your comprehension. It's dangerous and foolish. It seems were still in the dark. Surely there are other paths that don't involve risking lives. You're right about that much. There are certain questions that have to be asked. I have no interest arguing about this. I'll go with this. You're right about that much. There are certain questions that have to be asked.
Precisely. I am down here defying my masters because there is good I can do here. And I will not let a bureaucracy stand in the way of that. Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer, or it will be no one at all.
It might be some kind of a paladin who can serve that. Have you tried your experiments on any other subject? I have, yes. No point in lying about it, now that Ethelmore is involved. I asked for volunteers from our patients, and few brave souls came forward. I was very close at one time to a breakthrough. They understood that. They understood that their sacrifice would mean something. I'd like to access the Northward. Out of question, those patients are in isolation for a reason. I've seen your records, I know what you're doing with them, so you can coerce them into your experiments. Freyol told me everything. I've been given permission to conduct my investigation down here. You'd be best to cooperate. I'll go with that.
My answer is no. Whatever you're looking for, those patients will not be able to help you. The head warden will stand by me on this.
Okay. I've seen your records. I know what you're doing with them.
Those are private. You have no right.
What you gonna do, huh? Cry? He balls up his fist and digs his teeth into his index finger and growl, simmering beneath his breath and deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a heavy key from one of his pockets and nearly slams it down to the floor before handing it to you. Very well. I didn't want to say about the other patient telling anything because I kind of don't want to have any problems
Keeping
more
an eye
than
out.
she already has. So let's go checking around. Nosing. I'm surprised we're not fighting yet, but I'm just waiting when it happens. Nothing hidden here. You are just a normal patient, yes. Not gonna slit my throat. No.
See now what the flame has shown us?
Well, good for you, Durans. Finally earning your pay. To find Whiteleaf. Okay. Why are you almost like attacking stance? Let's construct. Yes, sounds so juicy. So that is the northward, yes. Again, what else can we find here? Sanitarium guard. More constructs. Alright, this will take us here. Okay, a door. Weird little library. It is stealing. Are we spotted? We are not. More money. Yes. I need to pay my cards. Wait, what? Isn't that a door? That is a door. Can I talk to you? Keep your distance. It's in that cell back there. We've had incident. Oh, so there's a witch over there. Okay. But interesting, I can't interact with that door at all. So, north part it is, and see what we can find from there. I could make a proper... Did I? I think I did. This is my face. Is this my face? Tell me. I don't know. I guess it is. Graham, this man has the look in his eyes of a hunted animal, and at your approach, he staggers backward to the far corner of his cell, halfway appearing as though he would climb the walls if it would get him farther away from you. He cries out, bizarre, primal utterance like nothing you have heard. I'll go with the aggressive. You can't hide from me, Leaden Key's spy. Graham looks at you blankly. It's unclear whether he understands you or not, but his panic has momentarily subsided. He opens his mouth to speak, but the words that come out of are half-formed, as though his tongue were cut out. They are impossible for you to discern, if indeed they are words at all. I don't think he can speak anymore, not in the words at least. This is monstrous. As a run experience on you against your will, didn't he? Freyol said that you were being treated by Germanazo. There are things I need to know from you. I'm going to learn them, whether or not you can speak. I'll go with the you were treated by Germanazo. He looks at you with uncertainty. Slowly, tentatively, he steps closer to the front of his cell, and as he does so, for the first time, you can perceive his soul within your ken. It is misshapen, as though maimed by some jagged instrument, and large expanses of it have been gouged out entirely. You feel no barriers of resistance. If you wanted to, you could look further into Graham's soul. Yeah, I will. You project out toward the main soul in front of you, merging with it, its confusion and fear becoming yours as it whisks you into its depths. You're in a cell. A key turns. The door creaks open on neglected hinges. Thoughts come to you in waves, incomplete, broken, fearful. Standing at the door is a rotund, balding man. His upper teeth and pointy nose remind you of a rat. He becomes apologetic. You don't want to go. Anything else? In your mind, in a single word, and the word is no, but it dissolves before it reaches your lips. You press against the back wall, cornered. You cry out. In darkness, you fight against the unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms or legs. The man walks into the room carrying a lit candle, its meager flame casting long shadows across books and machinery. Straps bind your arms and legs. Cold metal circumscribes the crown of your head and the breadth of your chest. The man is sorry. He is in need of raw materials. They dismantle his work and he needs another source. He needs to show them he was right. He thanks you. Then he turns the knob and you feel yourself begin to crack from within, and you can feel pieces of you torn away, like having your insides chewed by a horde of rats, and you are screaming a scream you can barely hear. Continue watching. Another night, heavy footstep outside your door, coming for you. You look through a slit in your door. The flesh giant, the artificial being just outside, but facing left, facing the end of the hall. The boy there. The boy looks with interest at the giant, then collapses to the floor like a shed snakeskin. The giant convulses for a moment, then rights itself, turns away and leaves. Howdy, couple. Graham looks at you, still wild-eyed but somehow more present. He nods at you, then walks back to the end of his cell. Speak to the patient at the end of the hall. A look into the soul of a half-crazed patient named Graham revealed strange behavior by a boy at the far end of Northwood. Okay, proper save. I might as well make a quick save too.
Laying low.
These poor people. This isn't the treatment that they were promised upstairs by the cushioned seats and lush carpets.
No.
Is that the cure for soul sickness? To be thrown into a cell and subjected to the whims of your captor?
They made great advances here. I'm sure they know what they're doing. These are lunatics waitress. At least there's some purpose. What were you expecting? I have seen the sick and the mad exiled, or else treated like contagious vermin, but I cannot believe that this is the kindest alternative. But if all were treated like this, the Sanitarium would never survive. What did these patients do to warrant such condition? They're just many who come here and are cured of their ills, people who would otherwise be cast aside. Here's the source of all that knowledge you were so giddy about. Let's get moving. Let's go with this. Here's the source of all the knowledge you were giddy about. Kana grimaces. It's one thing to be told as much, another to see it yourself. Let's be on our way, display Norse at the soul. Well, we still have things to do here, so no rush. I'm still waiting the battle. Inevitable. Uskrim, a willowy adolescent boy, stands in the center of his cell, gawkish and stoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead. The occasional blink is his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you should wish. Well, I do wish it. You close your eyes and edge forward toward the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are cold and warm at all once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath, as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already you feel yourself plunging into some interminable abyss of thought and memory. You are standing in a cell now, the same cell in the Sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. As the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is closed, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You are rushing towards the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly you think to yourself, quickly. And quickly you think yourself, quickly. And you feel the strength of hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in the new vessel, you are strong again. You step heavy-footed down the corridors unheeded by the other constructs and scrutinized only by the very untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands upon the large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, the one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably toes of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous. Unlike the others, this one has no soul of its own. The man speaks, and the crowd applauds with enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. "Bear witness," he says as he pulls the lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow. But the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the glow crawls through the tube along the length of the copper wiring that runs the set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time. altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with the scientist's concern. He looks back at the crowd. "Behold," he says, but there is obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly you take a plodding step forward, then another and another. You look up the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. "How do you feel?" he asks at a volume meant for the crowd, and this is the moment. At the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hand outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe, and it shatters, streaking your head with a warm blood. You drive your head down onto the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowd, and by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? You are built again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that form the thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you have seen before, expansive with tall device encasing and an Adra monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There is no mistaking now that it is the soul of a man who caused your awakening that gazes out from that borrowed husk. A watcher. You made me into watcher. I need you to undo it. And I believe we share a common past. I'm just looking for some answer. Not just a watcher. Someone who'll break those frail little legs of yours if you don't do exactly what I do. I'll go with that. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant. And it seems, for that moment, that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak. Then he seems to think better of what he was about to say. His jaws tightens. "I know your look. You hunger. Hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go." He dodges backwards within startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only disapprobation of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. Yeah, this is not good. Okay.
Yes?
Following your lead.
Ready, Watcher.
Brave Alcilath
Okay, this is not good at all. What do I want to do? Would this work? This. Yeah, I think it worked. At least a little bit. Good.
How may I help?
Yeah, that is the question. That probably doesn't hit friendlies at all, so I'll take it. Oh, it actually hits. I guess it hit, but who cares? You heal yourself. In the fray. I can't really see. You are me. So who are you attacking? This one? Maybe we could get you there.
Aye?
No, not with the lightning. I'm gonna cast Kalakot's Minor Blights.
Yeah.
And I probably want to heal myself.
Attack!
So, what's the situation? You are quite full, you are almost dead. Idleman. I'll want you to kill those flesh constructs.
These ones
And
are in for a walloping! That's it!
I have them!
okay. It kind of worked.
Right.
Bit of a
Light, flame, and sound.
scramble, but
We'll keep to ourselves.
chains grown with added weight, crescent bite marks bit the edges of the cot. Bloody hell, there's quite a lot of money. The bucket reeks of awful. Considering this is a prison-like situation. So obviously I'm gonna check these rooms through. So we obviously are doing this. Actually, what are we doing now? I'm going to let a key operative into Sanitarium. He's the ability to possess those with the weak souls. I was using one of the patient influence gainment as those animancy research. Yes. So I guess I still want to check through this area, which means I'm fairly certain almost everyone is either dead or enemies. Well, that's an enemy. That is an enemy, yes. Could you see me?
And what does the flame reveal?
Hello.
Brave does believe.
Yeah, this works. This works nicely. I'm fairly certain we can hold up here now.
Aye?
What?
You shoot that.
Following your lead.
You shoot that.
That's it!
Brave does believe.
Nice.
Darkland's fire casts light in dark places.
I'll go over here. Oh, please pick these up. First things first. I kind of want to see if the door to the Victs are open, which is yes. Yes, it is. No, no, don't disengage. Attack. Well. What is... Basically, these shouldn't be that... Come on, pick it up.
Hello?
Too much of a trouble. Overall. But...
Brave does
yeah, the flesh columns are more of a problem.
Leave it to me! I shall deal with this one.
But not a big problem. Save.
Keeping an eye out.
Picking up
Sure.
stuff. So what do we have here? Stuff. More stuff. Nothing else. I kinda thought there would be a huge load of bits, but to be honest, makes sense that there is not. No. Okay.
Yeah.
Saved al filathilim.
Slow and silent.
Sure.
Now. Okay. Wait. Please. I wasn't supposed to get these guys on the front line. Wait,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Why are you moving?
Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know why my character started to run there.
Keeping quiet.
Maybe he was trying to attack one of the creatures, but there was no line of sight. Now, question is, did something happen in here? Oh, he's... Are you seriously alive? What have you done? You've been experimenting on patients against their wills, mangling their souls? I have witnessed it with my own eyes. Friends, what? As those face trains, that what little color it had. How could you possibly? Look, it had to be done. Ethelmore and the others, they took everything from me. Everything when I was this close. I had to know where I failed and why. Imagine of the value if I'd succeeded. I had something that could make all these hollow infants into something like a real person. And with a few more patrons and a few years research, who knows? No one has come that close with the legacy. It's why I have to continue, why I have to risk everything here working in secret. It is why you have to lie to Ethelmore for me. Tell him you cleared me of all suspicion. Well, weird thing is, yes, he is doing a naughty experience, very naughty experience, but sabotage is what really failed him. So it would seem like that it is a possibility that he was quite close to actually fixing it. Maybe. Okay. We'll see.
I trust that you'll do what's right for Deerwood. Don't hold everyone accountable for my mistakes.
And the same fools responsible for the crew's salvation thought they'd solve the problem too. A few years of study and research lab doesn't give someone a moral authority to tinker with souls. Okay, well, I might actually, let him go.
Hello? Hello?
Because why not? I'll check rest of the areas, because if there's something to be killing, then... Okay, I think we've done here. I don't think we need to sneak anymore. Again, this has been a weird episode, not that much action overall. Oh, okay. Hello? Hello? Sanitarium, but I'm busy. I seem to have misplaced my notes. Yes, you have. How unfortunate. Are you gone? No? The headquarters must be told what's going on down here. Yes. And I used... No, you left. But again, yes, these... it's ebb and flows with these games. Sometimes you have more action and sometimes you don't have that much action. I thought I didn't remember this area is such a huge area. Okay. Head Warden Ethelball, what the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. I had things under control until I killed the Leaden Key spy, at which point he possessed the flesh construct. It's complicated. A patient of yours, Uskrim, was working for the Leaden Key, only without knowing it. Azo was being influenced by a patient, but that patient really wasn't himself at the time. Yes, I'll go with the number 1. You finish your explanation and Ethelmore breaks into silence. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far to suggest that they are all the same person. If truly such person was here among us plotting our ruins, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear that what the future may hold for this place. I am grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before there was a loss of innocent life. We very nearly had another scandal on our hands. What of Azo? What part did his experiments play with this catastrophe? Of the patient, the Leaden Key took advantage of him. The Leaden Key would have found a way to interfere with the Sanitarium even without Azo. If I hadn't come along, Azo's experiment would have eventually resulted in another scandal. I'll go with the first one. That is kinda true. Again, the experiments is something naughty, but the Leaden Key took an advantage of him and they sabotaged what he was doing. I should have known better to isolate him. Of course, he would resort to deception. The wiser thing would be to allow his experiments, with close oversight, of course. A mind like his must be allowed the chance to create. Okay, what? So I don't know. I'm gonna go see what the answer says. I'm not certain what really happened there, so. But anyways, I'll go with that. Whatever it was. So we didn't get to Andres' gift on this episode, but it is... What is it? Oh, you are still here. Okay. It'll be some time before things calm down. I don't know. Maybe... Well, maybe that worked. It... Overall, if Azo burns, well, that's fine. If he can continue his research, that's fine too. Now... So I'll go outside and check the journal and what has happened in our hold. Let's start with that. A whistling reed in the reeds added. The quest expires in 1 day. Okay, what kind of a quest that is? Can I assign anyone? See, no companions. Bloody hell, I probably should go to the castle and craft an NPC or something like that so I could send him to do these things until I have more than 6 people. But yeah, that means I have to go back to the castle. Maybe I do that in the next episode. So basically when we start, we are at the castle and hire NPC. Or maybe not. Maybe I do that later. Now, what else we do? The Man Who Waits. I uncovered the little key, so that is done. We have the armor for Osric. Yeah, we can do that. Cinders of Fate, that maybe later. Master Below, Time and Tide. What else? Osric. Furga. Oh, right, we have that Serral too. And then we have these. Confront Kolveg in Ondra's Gift. Okay, we have that. And the Heritage Hill. So, next episode, I'll of course go and sell stuff and sleep and whatnot. I probably don't want to go with Genua for now. So we go to the Ondra's Gift, we clear that, do everything we can do there and clear that. Oh, but we probably start from the Copperline because I will return the Osric's armor so we can check the shop here. And then we go to the Ondra's Gift, and if then let us, we could start the Heritage Hill. But we'll see, we will see. Anyways, yes, this was a, well, hopefully there was a little more action than I anticipated. But again, I didn't realize this would take that much time. I couldn't remember that the Sanitarium was actually that huge area altogether. But there were quite a lot of reading. And then Alat's quest. Hopefully it went well. Yeah, that's how it goes at times. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I will see you next time. Until then. Goodbye.